Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting, the deadline is in 2 days, and your manager suddenly turns to you and asks, "So, what's the problem here?" And in that split second, your brain just freezes, and what comes out is something like, "I think. Problem is many things, and we need do something fast." Sound familiar? If you've ever blanked out in English when you needed to explain a problem clearly, you are absolutely not alone. Hi everyone, welcome back to Lady Siou English, the channel where we turn real workplace moments into real English skills. Today, we're fixing that exact moment because by the end of this video, you'll have 4 go-to chunks for talking about problems and solutions like someone who actually does this every day at work. Let's get straight to it. When you're discussing a problem at work, there are 4 chunks that will instantly make you sound clearer and more confident. The first one is the main challenges. This is how you name the problem without sounding dramatic or vague. For example, the main challenge is that our supplier keeps missing deadlines. Clean, professional, and to the point. Once you've named the problem, you need a way to move toward a fix. That's where one possible solution comes in. Notice the word possible, it keeps things open, not bossy. For example, one possible solution is to find a backup supplier. Now, sometimes you're not 100% sure your idea is right, and you want to suggest it gently. That's the job of, "How about we try?" It's soft, it's inviting, and it makes the other person feel involved. For example, "How about we try splitting the order between 2 suppliers?" And finally, when no one has a clear answer yet, and you just need ideas flowing, you say, "Let's brainstorm some ideas." This is your signal that it's okay to throw out anything, even half-formed thoughts. So that's your starter pack. Name the challenge, propose a solution, suggest gently, and open the floor. But here's the thing, native speakers rarely repeat the exact same phrase twice in one conversation. So next, let's look at how you can say the same thing in fresh, natural ways. Let's break each chunk down and add some variety, using the same office scenario. A supplier keeps missing deadlines, and the team needs to respond. Starting with the main challenges. A very natural alternative is "the big issue here is." It's slightly more casual, perfect for a quick chat with a colleague rather than a formal report. You could say, "The big issue here is that we're losing customer trust." Another option, a bit more analytical, is "what we're really dealing with is." This one is great when the real problem is hidden underneath something smaller. For example, "What we're really dealing with is a communication breakdown, not just late shipments." Next, for one possible solution is, you can swap in "a way to fix this could be," which sounds just as professional, but slightly more conversational. Try, "A way to fix this could be setting clearer deadlines in the contract." Or, if you want to sound more collaborative and less like you're announcing a decision, use "we could always." For example, "We could always renegotiate the delivery terms." Moving on to "how about we try?" A friendly cousin of this phrase is "what if we tried?" It works the exact same way, just slightly more thoughtful in tone. What if we tried a shorter trial period with a new supplier? There's also "why don't we give a shot," which is more casual and energetic. Great for a relaxed team chat. "Why don't we give the new vendor a shot for 1 month?" And finally, instead of always saying "let's brainstorm some ideas," you can mix it up with "let's throw some ideas around," same meaning, more relaxed energy. Or, when you want people to think more creatively, try "let's think outside the box for a second," which pushes the conversation away from obvious answers. Now you've got options, not just one robotic sentence for each situation. But knowing the words is one thing, using them naturally in a real exchange is another. Let's hear how this actually sounds in a conversation. Let's listen to 3 short exchanges. I'll play both sides, first the awkward, broken version, then the natural fix. Dialogue 1, naming the problem, awkward version. Problem is the supplier, always late, very bad for us. Natural version. The main challenge is that our supplier keeps missing deadlines, and it's starting to affect our customers. Dialogue 2, proposing a solution, awkward version. Maybe we change supplier, I don't know, just an idea. Natural version. One possible solution is to bring in a backup supplier for our busiest months. Dialogue 3, suggesting gently and opening the floor, awkward version. You try new supplier? Or what? Just say something. Natural version. How about we try a short trial with a new vendor? And honestly, let's brainstorm some ideas. I don't think we should settle on the first option we hear. Notice something? In that last dialogue, two chunks worked together in the same breath. That's exactly how real meetings sound. You don't use one chunk and stop. You flow from naming the problem, to suggesting, to opening up the conversation. And once you're comfortable with that flow, there's one more layer that will make you sound even more natural. Here are two bonus chunks for when the conversation gets a little more serious. When you've already discussed a few solutions and need to compare them, you can say, let's weigh our options. For example, before we decide, let's weigh our options, speed versus cost. And when a solution sounds great in theory, but turns out to be tricky in real life, native speakers love the idiom, that's easier said than done. Imagine your colleague suggests switching suppliers overnight, and you respond, that's easier said than done, we have contracts to consider. Two small phrases, but they instantly make you sound like someone who's been in a few real meetings, not just memorized a textbook. Speaking of memorizing, let's see how much of today's lesson actually stuck. Time for a quick check. I'll give you a sentence, you pick the best chunk. Ready? Question 1. Your manager asks why the project is behind. You want to clearly name the problem. Do you say, A, let's brainstorm some ideas, or B, the main challenge is that we started the project 2 weeks late? The answer is B. Question 2. Your team has no clear answer yet, and you want everyone to share ideas freely. Do you say, A, one possible solution is, or B, let's throw some ideas around? The answer is B. Question 3. You want to gently suggest trying something new without sounding bossy. Do you say, A, how about we try a shorter feedback cycle, or B, the big issue here is the feedback cycle? The answer is A. Question 4. Your colleague's idea sounds perfect on paper, but might be hard to actually do. What do you say? A, let's weigh our options, or B, that's easier said than done? The answer is B. If you got 3 or 4 right, you're already speaking like someone who handles real meetings in English, and if you missed a couple, that's exactly why we have a rewind button. Let's quickly recap. When you need to name a problem, say the main challenge is. Or switch it up with the big issue here is. When you're offering a fix, try one possible solution is. Or the more relaxed, we could always. When you want to suggest something gently, reach for, how about we try, or what if we tried? And when you just want ideas flowing freely, say let's brainstorm some ideas, or let's throw some ideas around. Here's your homework. The next time you're in a meeting in English or even in your head, try using just one of these chunks instead of going straight to problem is. Even one small change will make a big difference in how confident you sound. If this video helped you sound a little more natural at work, that's exactly what we do here on Lady Siou English every week. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And give this video a like if you'd actually use one of these chunks in your next meeting. I'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing, and I promise, the freeze-up moment gets shorter every single time.